Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. If you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Kim Dent. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Maryland Heights, Missouri, and I love teaching stampers and crafters how to make quick, easy, and adorable greeting cards. If you found me on my YouTube channel, Stamping with Kim Dent, please say hello. Also, if you would be so kind to like, subscribe, and share my video, and also let me know what you think about the cards that the card that I'm making tonight. If you're watching live on Facebook tonight, thank you. I appreciate you. And if you're catching me on the replay, please comment #replay and let me know what you think about the card that I make tonight. Hello, everyone. Please say hello so I know that you're watching live. It's always fun. That's one of the best parts about doing Facebook Lives. I love seeing and connecting. Not that I don't like connecting with all of you, but it's always fun, and I appreciate you for taking the time out of your Sunday to watch me live. So hello, Roberta, and I think I saw Mary go by. Let me sync my laptop, and then that will help. How is everyone? Did you all survive Halloween? Rick and I, we did get quite a few trick-or-treaters this year. It was fun. And we had some itty-bitty ones and then some older ones. So it was a good night. And today's been a great day. Always fun when I get to spend the day in my stamp room. Okay, hold on one sec. Always fun when I get to spend the day in my stamp room. Stop. Okay, here we go. Hi, Patty. Hi, Carol. Oh, hello, Carol. Hello, Peggy. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. So I am making another Christmas card. I'm on a roll. I'm playing tonight with one of my favorite sets in the mini catalog. So let me flip my camera around and I will get started. If this is the first time you're watching, this is my website. This is where you can go and find out more about me. You can also find out if you're in the St. Louis or Illinois area. You can find out when I hold in-person classes. You also can place orders there. So that's my website. This is my email address. So if you have a question about anything that I make tonight, or if you would like to place an order, this is where you can go and place an online order. If you are not comfortable doing that, I am happy to place an order for you. So just email me and I will place the order for you. Hi, Sandy. Oh, hi. Hello, Angie. Thanks for tuning in. You're ready. Okay, well, let me show you tonight. This is the card that I'm going to make for all of you. So this is made with the stamp set, A Child is Born. And I've used it in a couple of classes. And this is the first time I've used it and colored with it, which y'all, if you've heard me talk before, you know how much I love to color with the blends. So I'm going to do a little bit of coloring for you tonight. And then this is a fun fold or a fancy fold. This is called a Z fold card. Look at the inside. Look at that little lamb. Isn't he adorable? So this stamp set, as well as the dies that I used, are in the mini catalog. This goes through December, actually the first few days in January of 2026. This is the DSP that I'm using tonight, or we like to, that's a fancy word for scrapbook paper. And you can find it on page 33. This is the Peaceful Garden DSP that is just beautiful. And then if you look really close, this is the piece that I chose because I think it kind of looks like little stars. I don't know if my camera will focus in on it, but I've gotten a lot of use out of this. I just ordered 2 more packs of it because you know how we all love paper. I love it too, so I don't want to run out. I want to make sure I have enough I've used it so much, and I've used both sides, the flip side of this. So I only have one little teeny piece left. Let me show you what I've got left, and then I'll show you the flip side. That's all I have left. That's the flip side of it. So I had to place an order today to get 2 more packs of it. And then let's see, that's the DSP, and then the stamp set, A Child is Born. You can find it on, where here? It's up in the front. It is on page 16. And if you've been watching me, this Merry Christmas, I think about all the Christmas stamps that I've sold this year. This is the one. That single stamp is just a really pretty font. It fills up the page, so it makes it easy to create quick and easy Christmas cards. So that Merry Christmas, I'm not using tonight, but I just like to point it out just because it is such a great stamp. Down below is A Child is Born, and it is 11 photopolymer stamps for $21. You cannot beat that. And look at all the little lambs. You've got a little manger, and then the words and the stars, and then of course the big one, Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. So, all right, let's get started. Oh, I also am using Everyday Arches, and I'm going to show you that just because they are so good. This is a die set that has 10 dies in it. There they are. And I'm going to be using the largest one and then the second to largest one. Oops, this one. So this is what I cut the white, basic white out of that we're going to stamp on. And then this one is the one that I use, the largest one, to create that layer behind it, which I'll show you. I cut it out of cloud cover. So Everyday Arches dies are fantastic. All right, here we go. This is your kit. It is a piece of Secret Sea. There's that color again that I never thought I would use when I saw it. I thought it was a black, but it really is a very deep navy. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and then we're going to score it at 1 1/2 and 4 1/4. Then we have a piece of cloud cover. That's for that big die that I just talked about. 4 1/4 by 5.5. So this is it's cut into 4 pieces. You can get 4 pieces out of one sheet. You need this size because that die is so big it goes absolutely all the way to the edge. So that's cloud cover. And then we need 2 pieces of basic white. One for the outside panel and one for the inside panel. This one can be a little bit smaller, 4 by 5 1/4, but I use one for the outside to cut it, to stamp on, and then this is our inside piece. And then you need a few pieces of DSP. So this is Peaceful Garden. There you can kind of see those little stars a little bit better. You need 2 of these. This is 2.5 by 5 1/4. Let me get my second one out here. 2 of those. And then you need a piece of 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then 1 3/8 by 5 1/4. And I'll tell you why I cut these differently. I really thought these could be the same size, but I'll show you why when we get going. So take a picture of that. Not too many pieces. And then not too many, we got The Child is Born, and then the dies, you could, and 1 pack of DSP, you could just go crazy with just this stamp set this Christmas to make your Christmas cards. So, and the dies. All right, here we go. Let me scoot this to the side. Hello, oh, Jan, Jan's gonna love this. Jan, look at the card we're making tonight. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, scooting this to the side, I'm going to bring in my scoreboard and get my card out. I'm going to pull my camera down just a smidge. Ooh, sorry about that. Oh, looked like you were on a roller coaster. Sorry about that. All right, and my stylus, and we're going to score it at 1 1/2. And let me move this out of the way. My little sticky notes. 1 1/2 and 4 1/4. And that's going to create your Z-fold card. just like that. Okay, let me scoot this out of the way. And I'm going to bring in my bone folder. And I'm going to fold it over and give it a crease. And then flip it back. Just like that. There's the Z. All right. I'm going to bring in, this is the 2.5 by 5 1/4. And we're going to put it on this outside panel and center it. And then we're going to bring the second one and I'm going to decorate the inside. Oh, thank you, Jan. I knew you would. Okay, it goes on the inside. And then, let's see. Oh, this is, let's see. This is for the outside. And really, I don't know, after I cut my arch so large, you almost don't see it. But, I don't know. Then you could leave this blank because if you use that largest die, arch die, but I don't know. I just decided, I think I was planning on it and then just went ahead and cut it. Let's see, I got to make sure I did this right. Last week I started talking and then didn't get it. There's that. So that's the outside of it. There's the inside. And then we're going to bring in, this is, I've already cut it. This is my piece of cloud cover that was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So there's that largest die. And you can see when I glue this down, it covers almost that entire panel. But I suggest you put your adhesive, whatever type you choose, on this on the panel, not on, or on this piece right here, not on the back of this die. And then I'm going to center it. And now I've cut out my piece of, this is our 4 by 5 1/4, and I've cut out that next size die out of Everyday Arches, and we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to bring in, we're going to use, I chose, and I've been doing this more often. You know, I used to think that we could only use, like we were taught, Memento ink, Tuxedo Black Memento ink was the ink that we needed to use with the blends. So I'm using the blends tonight to color. I've been trying and I've been doing it more and more, and I've been really happy with the results. So I don't know, I guess if you were doing like some intense blending on this, you have to be careful that, you know, because this is a water-based ink, it would start to bleed. But I don't know, I did some blending on this one and didn't have, I can kind of see where it started to bleed like a little bit, but I don't know. So I think it gives it, like when you're using Early Espresso, Night of Navy, those darker, richer colors, I like the way it looks compared to Memento Black. What do you think? So we're going to bring in, let me set this to the side. Here's the Mary, Joseph, and Baby Jesus. And this is, I've been teaching classes recently with this stamp. I just, with larger stamps, always feel like you get better results when you take the stamp and lay it down on your table and you take the ink pad and ink it up like this. To me, it's just, it makes more sense to do it this way than it does to take the stamp to the ink pad and go like that. So that's my number one tip lately. Oh, and here's another tip. Don't ever glue down your cardstock till you've absolutely like finished stamping it, whether it's on the outside panel or the inside panel. Don't glue it down. Don't glue anything down till you're happy with the way it looks. And that is because we all make boo-boos from time to time, and if you don't glue it down, then you have the opportunity to flip that cardstock over. There we go. I got it a little low, but that's okay. I'm good. I'm going to close up, or actually I'm going to bring in the little lamb. I'm going to stamp the little, I did the little lamb in early espresso, so let me get that out. So this is little, I don't know. See, I'm okay doing it with this little bitty stamp. And I'm going to stamp this little lamb down in the corner. It's so sweet. And then I'm going to set that to the side because I'm going to do a little bit more stamping with the inside. So that was early espresso ink. And now the colors of the blends that I'm going to use, the colors I chose were Cloud Cover, Light and Dark, and then Secret Sea. And I almost didn't use Secret Sea. After I colored Joseph's coat, I thought you lose the detail of the coat. Can you see like in here? But then after it dried, it kind of lightened up, and I really like the way I'm all about, hi Brenda, I'm all about like that it coordinates. So see here, we've got the Cloud Cover, and then our card base is Secret Sea. So that's why I chose Secret Sea. This would look beautiful if you don't have, if you don't have these blends. This would look beautiful in those rich tones. Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Cherry Cobbler, but I like the way like it coordinates. So that's one of the beautiful things. That's one of the things that drew me to Stampin' Up 25 years ago. I love how the products all match, how they all coordinate, I should say. So the DSP, the ribbon, the embellishments, that's what made me just absolutely fall in love with Stampin' Up. All right, I'm going to start out with Mary's, and I'm going to take my dark blend, and I'm just going to do a little bit of outlining like this. And then I'm going to go back in with the light Cloud Cover. I'm going to try to do this. I may only do parts of this. I taught a class. Oh, it was on Wednesday night, so Angie was there. And Jane was asking about like coloring and shadowing in that. That's where I always say I wish I would have taken and paid attention or taken more art classes. But the tip that I have is that, it's if you're an artist, like you look where the light hit and the shadow is going to fall like down in here. The nice thing about the blends is like you can go back in and add color to it. And then I love it that the brush strokes don't show. That's the beauty, I think, of these wonderful blends. And then, let's see, the other tip I have when you're using blends, you never want to color like, you want the ability to blend the colors. So it's smart for you to work like little pieces at a time. And then one of the things I like to do is I like to go in circular motions. Now, this is also here. If I use the nub end, I use that circular motion. If I use this fine point, this brush tip, I don't do circles too much. I don't know. A little bit. Okay. So I'm going to leave her like that because you guys are going to get the idea. All right. Then for Joseph's coat, not the Technicolor coat. This is Joseph, Mary, and Jesus. Here's the Secret Sea. Hello, Lynn. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with him. I'm going to go in, let's start under his armpit, and I'm just going to give it like some detail lines. maybe down in here a little bit. I like to watch reels on Instagram, and so I'm watching like some girls that teach watercoloring. So I'm trying to pick a little bit at a time, like about the whole shadow thing. Man, it just doesn't, it's hard. That's hard for me, but I'm trying. I'm practicing. These are new blends, so it's always nice to be able to, I love those with a new blend. It's got that nice crisp point to it. How many of you enjoy, let's take a poll. How many of you enjoy coloring? If you enjoy coloring, please say, I love to color. I would like to know. I do love to color. I wish I was better at it, but I do love to color. I just think it's like almost like therapeutic. Let's see, I brought that all the way over. And then, okay, so you've got the idea with Joseph's coat. It's pretty dark, but it'll lighten up. And then I'm going to bring in, let's see, dark pecan pie is what I use, and I am going to use the brush tip for his staff. And this is dark pecan pie. Oh, yay, Mary. Yay. Oh, Mary, did you like to take art in school? Did you take a lot of art classes? I know my friend Jill Schmidt, I don't think she's on tonight. She usually does, but she is a true artist. She's amazing. Okay, there's his staff. Oh, yay, Angie. I'm glad I've got some girls that love to color on here. And really, like his hair I used light pecan pie. Ooh, I gotta be careful. I don't have it next to me, but there is a color lifter that is like a, you can lift, obviously it's what it is. You can lift colors. So let's say I wanted to put some highlights right here. I could use that color lifter. I should have brought it, maybe next time. I could lift colors, or if you go outside the line, that color lifter, which is like, think about like a bleach pen, is great for lifting the color. Like if I would go outside the lines. Okay, so there we've got part of Joseph's coat. We've got his hair. I brought in bronze for Mary's hair, and you really can't tell. Oh, Carol, yay. Well, I have been told that the more we do it, the better we become at it. So, but in the whole thing, the whole process is that if you love doing it, just do it. Just enjoy this craft. Just enjoy making cards and coloring. And remember, the people that you send it to, they are going to be so impressed. Whether you know where the shadow or the light hits or not. So this bronze, I really wanted a deeper, but it does look different. You can see the difference between his hair and hers. I don't know why I thought they needed to be different. And then, let's see. Oh, for skin tone. So I started out with ivory. Here we go. This is, in the beginning of the blends, we just had for two skin tones. Now we have a bunch. This one was ivory, and then the bronze that I just used for Mary's hair. So when I started using this, I was kind of like, wow, it's got a lot of, it seemed like, can you see the yellow in it? And I wasn't happy, really. I was like, oh, looks so pale. We do. But then you'll see I've added I added some petal pink to it, and then I was like, oh, that's the look I wanted. So I brought in light petal pink, and I just started like kind of going around the outline of their faces. And I hope the camera picks it up. I really like the way it, there, I think you can see it. That little bit of pinky in there just makes just the right amount. It's not so yellow. Let's see. So there is that. We're just going to pretend that it's all done, but I'm going to show you a finished product. I brought in Night of Navy, and I stamped pretty words, oh Holy Night, and I stamped it over to the right hand side. Ooh, that's a little low. That's okay. We got it. And then I took the star stamp and stamped it in Night of Navy also. And let me go get it going the right direction. So I'll finish this one up later, but I wanted you to see, let's see, oh, the words for the inside. So here I'm going to bring back, remember we still got this one single piece. I originally had this as, what was the measurement of that last one? Let me look. The piece that I had for this panel that's underneath the cloud cover, I had that as 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I had the same thing for this inside piece. But what happened was, when I closed it up with that 1 1/4 and 5 1/4 piece, when I closed it up, there was this there was a gap of white there that was kind of like hanging out right there, and I didn't like that. So that's when I made this piece of DSP 1 3/8 by 5 1/4. So this piece, I'm not going to glue down yet, but I'm just going to use it like as a visual. I'm going to pretend it's right there, because what that's going to do is it's going to let me see exactly how far I should stamp, "Oh come, let us adore him." I want to make sure, that I didn't stamp it. I don't know. I'm a visual person, so I need that little guide. Oops, let's get it on there. Okay, move the ink pad. And here's another tip. Like you can see, I'm using, when I started stamping, this is a thing that I don't know if it was because I was in a hurry, but it would not, I would like to try to do this, it wouldn't be on there straight. I didn't have the glass mat, I'd be up at my dining room table, and then I couldn't figure out why I could not get my message on there straight. And then finally somebody said to me, "Kim, when you're stamping, make sure it's straight. Make sure your stamp is on there straight, and then use like grid paper or this glass mat that has the lines on it, and that will help you visually get your stamps on straight." And thankfully, through when I started stamping, we were stamping with wood stamps, and you couldn't see through them. So over the past 25 years, these photopolymer stamps came along, which have made it also a lot easier to get our stamps on straight, our images on straight. All right, so this piece now is going to go right. Oh, and you know what? I was going to use my glue, but I think I'm doing okay. Liquid glue, like if you're trying to get something on just so, Liquid glue makes it a lot easier, but I think I did okay. If you need to shimmy it around or, get it right, see, I can see that little bit of white in it, but that's okay. With liquid glue, I could have just slid that right on over, but I'm good. This is good. All right. So on the inside of my card, I'm going to center this piece. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to color my little lamb. I'll show you how I did him. And then here's my finished one. Another finished one. Okay, he's going to go on top. This is going to go on top of the cloud cover layer, everyday arched layer. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'm going to flip this over. I'll show you what I did. The little lamb, I took light petal pink, and I just did like his ears, or nose, ears. I think I did like around the hooves maybe. And then I took light crumb cake, and I just did a little bit of outlining. I didn't really even, I think I did a little bit up here and around this little funny part right here. And then here, I didn't do the whole thing. Just so he popped, he became like a little bit more dimensional. So there you go. And then the last thing we need to do is we're going to add a, one of my favorite, back in the day, these were fancy embellishments. So you can tell I still love them. I use them a lot. These are still in our catalog. Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool, and we're going to put one of these. I finally remember to grab this. These are usually like in my containers for my classes. So, and I forget to leave one here at my table. So thank you, Peggy. There you go. Ta-da! That's a Z-fold card. And this, I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. I think it's easy. The other thing that I wanted to tell you was I made a card recently. I don't have it next to me. I should have brought it next to me. Where I just stamped in Night of Navy. Do I have it next to me? No. I just stamped in Night of Navy, and I used a blender pen, which would be a lot quicker than coloring with the blends. So if you are, still want the layout, you can still get the everyday arches, the DSP, but you're not, you want to crank out a bunch of these. Stamping in Night of Navy and using the blender pen just to bleed the colors so little, it's a beautiful effect, and add a little bit of Wink of Stella, and it makes a beautiful card also. So let me flip this around. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this card as much as I enjoyed teaching you and telling you all about it. If you have any questions about any of the products that I use, or you want to know a little bit more about Stampin' Up, please don't hesitate to contact me, whether you're watching on Facebook or you're watching me on my YouTube channel. You all have a wonderful week. God's blessings. Bye-bye.